Okay, good morning. We're at Team Mapped Base Camp in Shrewsbury. There's Pete's bike right there. I managed to drag him out of bed. It'd be no surprise that he was in bed when I got here. I've just ridden down from Team Mapped Base Camp in Manchester. I was up at 6 on the road for 6:30 and got here for about 8:30, quarter to 9. We've just had some breakfast and we're going to head out to the Welsh coast. And I think the plan is to go to Barmouth this weekend. There he is, the man himself, fully dressed, in his gear, ready to rock and roll. All right. Is it 10:30? Jeez. So we've messed around and waiting on him. But the whole point of today is to turn around, Pete, is to get that prepped for Scotland. Because I'm a bit concerned, and I think he's a bit concerned about the miles that we have to do in Scotland. Bum training, yeah. He was moaning that this is a bit too firm. I think he's talking crap. But we're going to do a few miles today, about 140 miles for Pete. It's because it's about 70 miles there, and obviously 70 back. And I'll be doing a 250 day, because I'm going back up to Manchester. But it's all good practice, but particularly for that man right there, who's got a bit of a virgin arse. So we're about to head out, and he's going to suit up and vlog as well. We've got no comms between us, so unfortunately we're not going to have the inter-bike dialogue, but we'll catch up when we pull in. And so we're just going to get some fuel, and we're just waiting on him, as always. So I'm going to go up to the bike. I haven't been vlogging as much as I should have recently. It's been a real half a job, but I've got the bike kitted out today with all the cameras there and there. So we're going to make a proper effort. Turn that on. Turn that on. Turn the bike on. We'll get my new phone onto the quad lock. Come on. There we go. Clock. Click. There we go. Beautiful. So we'll get you on. Hello. Let's get you on. Hello. Bike is on. And I bet this is not going to work now because of the camera. So let's use the phone. It should be a nice weather today. It's overcast. It's overcast, but it's still quite nice, as in temperature. That way. I think we're going to fuel up as well. It's actually quite muggy, so I'm looking forward to getting some airflow through the old jacket. There we go. And there's Pete.
We're going to the little Shell garage.
Okay, let's go. And away we go. So we're going to go and get some fuel, which is never exciting, but I won't film that, or even better, I'll edit that out. And hopefully this route will take us through some good stuff, as we'll go through some Welsh valleys. We'll get a spot of lunch, spot of tiffin at our destination, and then make our way back. So I'm looking forward to it. We're heading off a bit later than I would have hoped, mainly because of that guy, but that's Pete all over with the faff. So where are we going, Pete? Okay. I see where we're going. We're going to this petrol station. How exciting. How exciting. Okay, away we go. The only problem with using my old phone here, well the new phone, not old phone, I'm talking rubbish. The new phone is that it's going to drain the battery really quick. And I'd rather use my sat nav up there than nav 5, but of course I can't use that without getting rid of this camera here. So I might have to get rid of that camera for the purposes of navigation, which is annoying. But we'll see how we get on. I would normally charge the phone as I go, but as I've said, it's a new phone and I haven't got the appropriate cable to charge it on the go. I've just ordered, I order shorter versions of the existing cable, or the actual cable I should say, not the existing. Yeah, it doesn't use micro USB cables. It uses a C cable, which is new to me, which means new cables are needed because I've been running off micro USBs for ages. Frustrating, but there we go. And I could have used obviously the cable that came with the phone to charge, but that's at home in the wall in my bedroom. And it's too long, the cable's just too long, it will dangle all the way down. You don't want a dangly cable. So yeah, I've ordered additional surplus ones that are much shorter, that'll be more suitable for the bike. So I'll be able to charge on the go. Marvellous. Oh, you're kidding? I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Good. Okay, bye. That was a phone call there from a guy from Crocodile Doors trying to give me a quote for my garage door. So thanks for giving me a shout there, fella. Very good of him. Yeah, I've got a few issues with my garage door at the moment, so I think it might need replacing. Well, like I said earlier, it may be a bit grey and overcast, but it's actually quite nice out on the bike. It's 17 degrees and quite humid, so I think we're due a storm perhaps. Here we go. Following this car. I think we came this way last time. Yeah, we did. And I'm pretty sure we had a jag in front of us that time as well. That was holding up proceedings. Oh, it's good to be out on the bike. Good to be out on the bike. And I think I should have turned there. What I'm going to do, I think, is turn that camera off so I can use my nav 5. I think that might be the way forward, because yeah, using this is not working for me, and I can't see the phone. The glare on it is a bit too much. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is turn you off. No, what I'm going to do is the glare on the phone's a bit too much, so I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn you off, say goodbye, bye. So I'm just going to use this. There we go. Okay. Well, it's a wonderful road. Yeah, the screen was too shiny there for me to see. So that's a good lesson. I might need to tilt that a little bit more, as Pete was just saying. Alright. Let's rock and roll. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, better. Much better. Flick the V's up a P. Standard. What a cool road. It's the road less travelled. So yeah, that was working, and I could hear the directions from Google, obviously. But yeah, I was struggling to see the route on the phone. and it was just proving to be a bit annoying. So I think I'm just going to have a think about where to put the camera for this same shot, because it is perfect right there, which is the annoying thing. But I need that nav5 for obviously knowing where we're going. So I might have to have a think there about different options. But anyway, how pretty is this road? Oh, he came out of nowhere. So this little adventure today to the Welsh coast is all in aid of Pete, as I was saying, and his derriere, because he was moaning about his sore ass coming back from last week's ride to the classic bike racing event in Wales we went to, and he was complaining about a sore ass on the way back, which obviously leads to concerns about the amount of miles that we're going to be doing in Scotland, hence the practice needed. Now, we're not doing crazy amounts of miles, but still, it's probably more miles that Pete is used to, and it's not about the initial days either, because the first and last day of the trip we're on motorway miles, and that's probably the longest, with about 250 miles on each of those days. They're probably the longest, but as I said, they're motorway, so it's going to be pretty easy going, certainly from my point. It's the other days that are averaging around 150 a day on roads very much like this, and or twisties or A roads that will take much longer to go through, and therefore be a bit tougher on the old stamina. So we're doing this to try and get them a bit more bike fit ahead of our big tour. So, because Pete's never really done anything like this before, certainly for a prolonged period in the saddle. So, you know, anything like this ahead of him going is going to help. It's going to be long days in the saddle, what it's all about. So hopefully this is all going to help. And it's just another excuse to get out on the bike. I do love these roads. And I bet Pete's saying something along the lines of him hating these roads. I like the road less travelled, you know? It's exciting. Yeah, I do enjoy it. Of course, there's a lot of this in Scotland, single track roads, especially on the west coast. And that's exactly what we're going. The west coast of Scotland, checking out the Western Isles, going to the Isle of Mull, and the Isle of Skye, which I am looking forward to a great deal. I'm really excited. Really, really, really excited. I left a piece of me in Scotland, I think, from the last time I went back in 2017. When I did the NC 500 with Toby. It was just too special a trip, and I cannot wait to go back. And I'm sure Pete is whooping with joy being back on an A road. Happy now you're on an A road? So you thought you would be. I bet he's going on about something like, thank God I'm off those B roads. He's changed his tune. I remember back in the day, a few years ago, when he was on his Transop and I was on a Harley, him going on about how much he liked those roads. Isn't it funny how things change? Over some lunch I'm going to have to break it to him that Scotland is made up of a lot of A roads. Scratch that. A lot of scratchy or sketchy single track roads like that, just so he is aware. But I enjoyed that. That was good fun. And I've never been on that road before, so it's a win. Okay, get some miles going. Woohoo! Oh, so much fun. I had so much fun on the way down to Pete's this morning. Again, there was another really early start, but the roads were empty. And blasting along the A49 into Shrewsbury. Oh, that road's, that is a really nice road. Yeah, big grins. Totally meant to do that. So yes, this should be a good fun ride into Wales and see some nice scenery like we did last time, because it's breathtaking going through the valleys, and getting some more miles under the belt for Pete in particular, because the whole thing of waking up, riding, and the whole journey thing is something that he's not accustomed to, and he needs to practice, I think. So do I, for that matter. I haven't done that for a while. And it's going to be interesting to see what Scotland's like in August compared to April. From my due diligence and research, I already know to be prepared for the bridges, or you know, mosquitoes, whatever you want to call them. So bug spray will be on tap, and we are staying in hostels through the entire trip, because that's the newfound love of Team Mapped, is hostels, because they are so cheap and yet so good. You know, they offer at the end of the day a clean bed, shower and food for very, very reasonable money. So it's totally the way to go, I think, for bike tours, motorcycle tours. I mean, if you plan far enough in advance, just look at how beautiful it is here. Look at it. You can get, you know, around 17 to 20 pounds a night, which is just crazy value. It's so good. And the real gem about it, as I probably said in previous videos, is that they're tucked away in really beautiful places. So looking forward to that, really am. I'll run through the itinerary probably on the first day of the tour, but it's a 5-day tour. We're covering, or plan to cover, around 1,200 miles in total, so nothing too crazy. And it's very much focused on the west coast and very much focused on the Western Isles, I've never been to before. So for me, it's a combination of the best parts of the NC500 as well as new areas like the Western Isles themselves. I wanted to get Jura and Isla in there too, but it just wasn't possible with the time scale and the route and the miles, which is a shame, but we could probably do that another time. But I'm just super excited to get back up there. I cannot wait. And Pete's never been there at all, so the furthest he's been is Edinburgh. So he's really excited, and he's never gone anywhere like this before on his bike, these kind of miles. So he's taking advantage of jumping in on this trip with me, which I'm grateful for, because it'll be nice for the company. I just hope he's fully prepared for the miles, but he will love it once he's up there. The jaw-dropping, stunning, you know, Loch Lomond and Glencoe. Oh man, I'm just getting excited about it now. So yeah, it's going to be good fun. And thanks for all the support on the platforms that we've been posting this on. So all the comments on Facebook and Instagram, very well received. And I think I probably already mentioned too, we'll have comms for Pete. I think that's a bit of a no-brainer, because we'll need to talk on the way up there. So he'll either borrow Cal's or Toby's. So that will be good. I'm really hoping I can make a full series from this trip, because touching the tip and the TT this year were a bit of a bust for a number of reasons, so that I wasn't able to film it all to have a coherent story for the channel. So I really want to film every day and summarize the beginning and end of every day on camera, so I have a full series for you guys at the end of it, you know. That's what I'm hoping for. Pete was right, you know, he was saying the other day, we came all the way out here, and it begged the question, why haven't we done this more? It's the same with me and having the peaks on my doorstep. It's just fantastic having that so close, and it's a wonder why we haven't done this more often, with having Wales so close to us in Shrewsbury, because it's just great riding. Oh, we've got traffic. We have traffic. Let's see how far I can get. All the way, it appears. Cheeky. If it's having a motorbike there. Just flick the V to Pete again. It's got busy again. We should have got out sooner. Mounting up. I mean, it's only 11 o'clock, so it's not too bad, but it's nice when it's empty. But Pete does not know the meaning of the word early, sadly. But I haven't got Pete with me. Go on, Pete, where are you? Where are you, Peter? Where are you? Oh. There he is. Lost him there. Right. What we were just talking back at Pete's place before we headed out, and the subject, this will come to no surprise, about motorbikes, and I know, shock horror, and that time for upgrading or looking at getting new bikes is coming up really quick. So the beginning of next year will be the time to be looking at new machines, and we're just running through the options, and there are a few obviously, but not many that stack up to the GS. I've kind of peaked in regards to what the GS could do and what it could offer in comparison to all the other bikes out there. So there's the Explorer, which is just like the GS with a Triumph badge with a triple engine. There's the Multistrada. It's probably the only bike in the market that's more expensive than the GS in its class. The KTM, which obviously is very, very interesting with regards to its power and design. I think it's very striking. And then they have the Yamaha and Honda offerings as well. So there's a lot out there, but I keep coming back to BMW. So I think that it will, ultimately come down to getting another GS, which may be a bit boring, but if it ain't broke, kind of thing. And I love that Boxer engine, I really do. But as I probably would have covered, it would be the GS variant rather than the Adventure. Just so it is a little bit different, a little bit lighter too. It's ever so lighter than this version, and I'm keen to have that new screen, LED. I want to say LED screen, because it's quite the setup. And ever since that test ride, it kind of blew me away. It was so smooth, and I'm sure there'll be some. If I don't get a new one, there'll be some deals for used, so nearly new 1250s. So watch this space. I'm very keen on the KTMs. I think that's the one that sticks out the most in my head about alternatives to the GS. I think it's the Adventure R, I want to say, or I think there's an Adventure S as well. But my real concern, I don't know if it's a concern or not, if it should be considered as a concern, but it's just that dealer network. It's just they're not very well established as a network in the UK. I can't think of one that sticks out in my head that's near me. So yeah, that's a bit of a concern, and that's the only thing that's stopping me going full bore into getting a different brand. Because the dealer network with BMW is superb, and the service they offer is very good, be it expensive, but that's part of the course with BMW. But their bikes are exquisite. I mean, the GS is just phenomenal, and that's just what I can't get away from. So yeah, I think it pretty much will be the GS 1250 of some shape or form or guise. But I'll keep you posted if you're interested. Well, I've done 85 miles so far today. It's not too shabby. Like I say, I think this might be a 250 mile day. Oh, actually, it'll be 95. I did 10 miles before resetting my trip meter. So yeah, it's actually 95 miles. I'm not being that guy to be like measuring how many miles I do and to show how big my dong is or anything. It's not anything like that. I'm just curious to see how many miles I'm getting onto my belt in a single day or a single ride, just so I could build up my endurance for Scotland and for touring in general. I did 260 last Sunday, as I've already said, and I got back home and I completely crashed out on the sofa. I was exhausted, so I'm hoping this won't be the case this time. I'm hoping I can get back and feel relatively human. Oh, look at that. I hope the camera's getting that. So pretty. So in preparation, as we're on that subject of Scotland, Pete's going out and buying a whole new textile suit, which is a good thing because one, he doesn't really have one. The one he does have, he's had for years, and it wasn't really a top-end brand. It was, and it just wasn't that great. And it's certainly past its best now anyway. And so he's only ever done shorter rides, and so his leathers and jeans have been fine. His riding jeans with Kevlar in them, so everything there has been fine. But obviously for this, he feels he should get a
a textile suit, and it's obviously an investment as well for other rides. I couldn't agree more. I put that big investment into my Alpine Star gear, and I don't regret it, because it makes all the difference in the world when riding, especially long distance. But he's looking at the new Oxford range. I can't remember what it's called. It begins with an M, but I know Mr. Flyer was using it, or has been using it, and rates it highly, and that's what he's looking to get. So it's extremely affordable textile suit, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like.
What a lovely little village. I think I said that in fact I did. I came through here last week and said exactly the same thing. Oh dear, need new material. Oh, hello buddy. Love a good bridge. Some pungent farmyard smells coming through. We have a whole procession of motorcycles behind us. So there's about 3 or 4 behind P, which is quite cool. Bit of a convoy going on. I'm surprised they haven't gone past me yet, because there's some sports bikes in the mix there. Yep, there we go. One sports bike right behind me. Right up my arse. God, zoom. I wonder what the weather's going to be like. That's one to think about. It'd be quite nice for it to be sunny. Seeing Scotland with the sun out would be a treat. Go! Woohoo! That was fun. I need to make some more map stickers. I haven't made those in ages, and I've run out of my supplies, so I need to do some for the tours we've done for the guys in the panniers, and also some generic ones as well. But I'll definitely be making one for our Western Isle tour.
Yeah, I think those needs to be done. They're quite cool as well. I like the map stickers, but I'm biased, obviously. Woohoo! Like a roller coaster. What great roads!
I've got a feeling I'm going to be taking the points in Scotland, which is fine. We'll see if we can get Pete to lead some of it.
Here we go, coming into the mountains. Oh no,
Itchy nose! Oh, it's the worst. I'm rather parched. I need a drinky booze. I wonder how his bottom is doing. I think we've done about 40 miles. 50 miles. I'll stop in a second. I think I'm going to stop in a second just to see what his arse is like. Oh yes, that's right. That's a sentence I never thought I'd say. Babbling Brook. So yeah, there we go. That's actually a good shout. We've been riding for an hour. So yeah, the next service is or petrol station or something. I'm going to pull in, and so he realises what that was. So this is the A470. A470. That's right. And it's a cracking road. It's really nice, as you can see. It'd be even better if there wasn't any cars on it. No, I don't want a pub. I want services. Services! Done that a long time ago, and I bet you're going to find a petrol station now. Always the way. The smell of wood burning there, like a campfire smell, was fantastic. Oh, I love that smell. And look where we are. I love that moment when the scenery just pow opens up in front of you. It's incredible. So good. This traffic on the other hand is not so great. Look at that view! Spectacular! See, this corner is fantastic when there's no cars in the way! Sorry, mustn't moan. Mustn't moan. Because it's still beautiful nonetheless. Still hasn't been any bloody petrol stations. It's only because I want one, and that's why they haven't popped up. Right, don't say hello. See if I can. Right, bollocks dear, don't say hello. Honestly, what's going on? Wow, I would not want to go up there. Damn, that's steep. These kind of views are just really gearing me up for Scotland. Goes without saying, you know, it is very pretty out here, but as we all know, the Highlands and the west coast of Scotland are just another level. Ooh. Roundabout, but will there be a there's a petrol station. Woohoo! Oh, this car. Can't get rid of him. There we go. So I'm stopping because we've ridden for about an hour and 20 minutes and we've covered about 60 miles. I thought there'd be a good way to gauge your arse at this point. Good. Yeah, me too. And hence why the stop. So this is probably how we'll do it when we're on the road. About an hour and a half, 60 miles, depending how we feel. But that's why we need comms. But I was looking at. Yeah. Cool. All right. So let's go and get a drinky poos, and we'll get back on the road.